All right. So just as a um, reminder, when I take attendance, I take it twice during the class. You're expected to be here for the whole class, and so I will take it at the beginning of class and then after the break. That allows me to make sure I have an accurate attendance roster. Who was here from the beginning? Who came in a little bit later, who left early. So the way I do it is I take it twice. If you don't note that you're here, I cannot give you credit for being here. So there were, I guess, two instances where I called on people. It happens usually at the end of class, but and I said, "Are you here? Are you here?" And the class left and they were still logged on, but I kept trying to reach them, which means that they logged on, and because your cameras are not on, they walked away. And that means they didn't get credit or full credit for attendance. And because this was a pattern, I actually recorded my attempt to try and get them say, "Hey, are you here?" So that, if they were to say, "Oh, no, I was here," I could show them exactly why they didn't get full credit. Um, so, as a reminder, I can't tell if you have your um, computer, if you don't share your camera, I can't tell where you are. So if you don't respond, I have no way of knowing if you're actually here. I know when I went over the syllabus, my request was that you put your cameras on, then I would know that you're here, right? But the fact is, all I can do is take attendance. And if you respond to the attendance, then I know you're here. If you don't respond to the attendance, then I don't know that you're here. So, so that's just a reminder. We're already three-quarters of the way through the term. I've made this statement a few times throughout the term, so I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. That's the first thing. The second thing I want to talk to you about is the test. The test, I was very happy with the performance. If you look at it, the grade distribution is pretty skewed. It's an online test, which means that that's going to happen. So I'm not shocked that 34 out of the 40 people who took the exam earned an A. Four people earned a B, and then there were two people who earned less than that, and I think one of them was related to some kind of computer related problem. However, because this is an online class, there's nothing I can do to troubleshoot the computer stuff, right? So the only thing that I do as a protection is I drop the lowest test grade. So for me, if you have an issue with a test, no big deal. It gets erased from your average, and I take your highest three exams. Uh, so that allows you not to stress or to feel as though your grade is on the line if something like that happens. Um, yeah. So, long story short, that is a very good score. When I teach this same class in person, the averages are around like a 73, a 74. So the fact that they're this high, I'm assuming you're using whatever resources you have. Um, Again, because it's an online class, that is the assumption, right? So you're doing very well on that. So kudos to you. The third thing that I want to remind you about is SONA systems. Now, in terms of research credits, we have 47 students registered for the class. And of the SONA systems requirement, it appears that 16 students have fully completed their requirement. So that's awesome. But if you don't finish your research requirements by the 23rd, I cannot give you a passing grade in the class. This is not my requirement. This is a departmental requirement. And as I've said, I don't even manage this. This is just a page that I log into and they tell me your progress. Now I see that there are some people that are partially working through it, because if 34% of the students fully completed their responsibilities, but 40% of the overall research credits are completed, that tells me that there are some people in progress, and I know who you are. But I will say that I did look, and there are some of you who haven't done even one research credit yet. And that's a problem, right? That's a problem because you need 4. Now, if you haven't done so, I recommend you go to the all studies part, and there are tons of them, right? So there are actual studies that are online. Then there are research alternatives. You see there, if you do the research alternatives, you can fulfill all of your requirements through the research alternative quizzes. So there's no reason for you not to have your 4 research credits by the end of the term. Now, they also have a filter that if you want to do has time slots, now you know which ones are actually still collecting data. So it appears there's a disability study that's still collecting data. And then you have your 4 research quizzes. So it is my recommendation that you start this now or now-ish, because if you don't, I can't give you a passing grade, no matter even if you're earning an A in the class. The department requires me to give you an incomplete if you don't fulfill everything. Any questions on the test? Any questions on research credits?
I have a question, Professor.
Yes.
I was trying to log in this morning to check if I received my 4 credits for a study I did, but it was saying admin to log in, something like that.
Yeah.
To check. Can you just tell me if I received the credit?
And you're okay with me?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, I just want to make sure, because in a group setting, I have to be protective of you're fully completed.
All right, thank you so much.
Have all 4 of them.
Professor, can you also check mine? I'm James Lochran.
And you're okay with me sharing?
Yeah. Yes.
So you're fully completed too? All right.
Professor, does it show that my research is completed as well?
When I'm looking in the spreadsheet, I can't see your name, so talk to me. What's the name?
Vincent Clementi.
Clemente. Yes, you're completed as well.
All right, thank you.
Professor, I had a problem with my login. It was saying it was disabled because the software license has expired, and I had to contact the administrator.
Yeah, there was a day, I guess it was MLK Day, where I couldn't even log in, because I like to check every day to see where the class is at. You should be able to log back in, because I was able to log in, but that was a glitch on their end. So yeah, I hope that answers that.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions related to research credits?
Professor, I would appreciate if you check mine. I just want to make sure everything is done. Leah,
You're also done, Leah.
thank you so much.
Jenna?
So I know when I was doing the research, like I completed mine already, but it said like I didn't realize one of them I do with like you received 2 research credits, and it says one is pending. So
Yeah,
like, do I
well, say it again.
get the other one, or is it just like completed already?
So what I have, am I okay answering publicly?
Yeah.
Okay. What I have is overall research credits earned 4, overall research credits required is 4, and you still have 1 pending, which means that you probably have more than you need.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you're golden as well.
Okay. Thank you.
You got it. Any other people comfortable with me checking in a public format and just want to know where they stand?
Would you be able to check mine?
Okay. Carandola, you're good?
Yeah, thank you.
Sure. Anyone else?
Check mine as well. Joseph.
Guzman, you're good?
Thank you.
Sure.
Can you please check mine too, Sylvia?
Sylvia. Okay. Rafael. You're good as well.
Okay, thank you.
Can you check mine too?
Who is this?
Hagar.
Hagar. Okay. Back at the top. You're good.
Can you check mine?
Who's this?
Gabriel Guzman.
Guzman. You're good. But this is a good example of like people have done the requirement. So it's for those of you who have done it, is it a big burden or was it a little burden, but it was manageable?
Kind of easy, actually.
It was easy.
Okay. So talk to me. What made it easy?
The disability survey was 2 credits and it was just your opinion. That was it.
Okay. So I appreciate those of you who shared your experience and those of you who checked. So it's not, again, the department isn't trying to intentionally add an excessive amount of obligations for this class, but what they're trying to do is give you some experience with research, whether it be an actual research study or some kind of research alternative where you're exposed to research in another way. Because in our first lecture, we talked about psychology as a science, and science requires us to do research and follow the principles of research. So if you are still in progress, right? And I see some of you have 0 credits. Some of you have 1, some of you have 2. It looks like one person has 3 credits. If you're still in progress, please, please, please get this done by next Tuesday, because I have to put the grades in the grade book fairly quick because the spring semester starts. So I don't have the luxury of waiting. So again, this is a public service announcement. I put an announcement on Blackboard if you don't have your login, who to contact. I also sent it out as an email. So you should have that email. You should have that announcement on Blackboard. But if anyone has any questions, I'll stick around after class and we could continue to troubleshoot. But that's kind of where the class is. Any other questions regarding the test, research credits, anything of that nature?
I have a question about the paper.
Sure.
What's the criteria of grading it? It's like can we get the lower points or?
could you ask the question again? I'm not sure I fully understood.
So what is the criteria of grading of the paper?
Yeah. So it is a graded assignment. And what I am looking for, and I know I went over it earlier, and I think I might even have a recording on it. I'm looking for you to cover two major elements in this paper. You are to take the person you are assigned and write a brief biography on them. And I say brief because the paper is short to begin with. And then you're meant to focus on their major contributions to psychology. So those are the two content-specific criterion for this assignment. I mentioned that because this is Psych 100, I am not going to be grading you on APA style. You can write this in any style or format you want, as long as you adhere to that style, right? So if you're going to write in MLA, you're required to write it all in MLA. If you're writing in Chicago style, you're required to write in Chicago style. If you're writing in APA, you're required to write it all in APA. So you are expected to follow style and form, which means that you're going to need both in-text citations and references, right? So it's not an opinion piece, and you have to cite your sources where everything came from. So that's part of the criteria is, your writing. And then there is a length requirement. The paper is meant to be 5 to 7 pages long. And what I did to reduce the amount of actual content is I included the title page as its own page and a reference page as its own page. So really you have to write a minimum of 3 full pages of content on whoever you're writing about. Those are the standards that were set out and what I'm looking for. So
Thank you so much.
no, I appreciate the follow-up question. Anyone else have a question on the paper? All right, so let's get into our lecture then. And this was a very important series of announcements, so I'm hoping you will play this back.